The ANC Women's League in the Western Cape is marching to the Gugulethu Police station. Its members will also be picketing in Beaufort West and Mossel Bay to protest violence against women and children. Now, the Women's League wants the President to declare a state of emergency against gender-based violence. Let's take you live now to Monique Mortlock in Cape Town to tell us the latest at the picket line. Monique, this is a question that you posed to one member of the ANC Women's League. Aside from protest action, what practical steps are being taken? What was the answer?
Yes, Michelle, the member who I spoke to earlier, she said that today is just a starting point. They realize that through protests alone, nothing will change, but they are hoping that from today onwards there will be more discussions. There will hopefully be more programs put in place to, as their memorandum says, to socialize men because they are the perpetrators. That is what the memorandum says. And to speak more on what it is exactly that they are calling on from government, from law enforcement agencies. I'll be speaking to the ANC Women's League's Young Women's Desk Coordinator in the province. This is Gugulethu. Gugulethu, you can just step into shot for me. Just tell us, what are some of the things that the Women's League is calling on, some of the things that you have mentioned in the memorandum?
As Young Women's Desk in the Western Cape, we are calling upon the government to urge a state of emergency. Also, we are saying as young women, we are tired of the killing of women. We are saying to the government, we want chemical castration, whereby abantu abangotata abazuthi amalungu wabo angasebenzi kakuhle. Sithi sonele sengomama i-rape. Sithi ke ngoku sibiza lonke ukuhlala. All the members of the community, the civil society, the NGOs and the church to come and join us. Even the men who are not supporting this rape culture that is happening in South Africa, because every day there's a girl child that has been raped or dumped somewhere.
And do you believe, Gugulethu, that enough has been done by the ANC Women's League in this fight against gender-based violence? Or do you feel that there's more that you can do besides the protests?
We are saying as Women's League, we will continue to fight the femicide violence in South Africa. We will continue with the community, and there's a lot that we can do. While the men are not stopping to victimize us as women, we will continue with that.
And what do you think of the importance of men, as we see here today, taking part in these type of protests, standing up and saying, we will stand with you as our women comrades? Why do you think that is so important?
To us it is important. It shows that there are those men who are willing to fight this issue of femicide, who are supporting us as women, who are saying enough is enough, who are not part of the men who are killing us.
And why did the Khayelitsha ward decide to go to the Khayelitsha Magistrates Court? I know that in Gugulethu and in other parts of the Western Cape, the Women's League demonstrations are moving to the different police stations, calling on the police to close those cases of women and child abuse or murders or rapes. Why in the Khayelitsha ward did we decide to go to the Magistrates Court and to hand over the memorandum here?
Because we feel that the justice system is failing us as women in South Africa. Hence, today we are here to say that enough is enough.
Thank you very much, Gugulethu. And there you have it from another ANC Women's League member. Enough is enough. And they are adamant, just like the protesters who we saw in last week's anti-gender-based violence protests in the Cape Town CBD. They too said that they will not stop protesting, that this is but the beginning to the major outcry, the major call for government, for law enforcement agencies to not only talk the talk, but to also walk the walk and do more to take action against these cases of gender-based violence, against these cases of abuse, murder, rape, against the most vulnerable in our society, like children, like the members of the LGBTQI+ community, and like those with disabilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Monique, before we let you go, there is this issue around the Women's League wanting the President to declare a state of emergency. Has the President responded to that request?
As yet, I don't think so. Let me just ask the ANC Women's League, since they are the ones who brought out this call. Do you perhaps know, ma'am, whether the President has responded to the call by the Women's League to declare a state of emergency? Have you heard anything from the President or the ANC leadership?
My name is Gugulethu Police. We have sent the memorandum to the President. The President is still going to answer, and we know that what is happening around the country is also affecting everybody. It is not the issue of women only. It is the issue that affects everybody at large. Women are in crisis. Women are living in fear, whereby you feel that as a woman, we feel that we are no longer safe. For an example, when our kids are going to school, when our children are going to school, they are in fear because they are no longer protected. So we are calling upon the government, the justice, everybody, that they must help us to fight this crisis that we are living in. Rape, it's no longer accepted. We are saying, as women of South Africa, enough is enough. We'll be mobilizing women everywhere. You will see us as women, each and every street, every corner, every churches, everywhere, where we will be straightening out that down with rape. We are sick and tired. We are also women. We are also human beings. We want this thing to be taken seriously, because now we are no longer safe.
Ma'am, can I just ask, have you given the President a deadline at all to when he needs to respond to the memorandum?
As soon as we can, we'll give it to the President.
So you haven't given it yet?
We have given the memorandum to the President. The President is going to respond as soon as he can. We are still waiting upon the President to give us an answer.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And there you have it. The memorandum has been handed over to the President's office. So now it's just a case of waiting on the President. As you know, it's not the first time the President has been asked to declare a state of emergency when it comes to the issue of femicide, when it comes to the issue of gender-based violence. Last week, we heard calls by different groupings during the demonstrations in the Cape Town CBD for the President to declare a state of emergency. As yet, we haven't heard from the President's office whether this is something that they are considering, whether it is something that can even be done. But we will stay tuned on that development.
And you'll keep us updated. Thanks very much for that. Monique Mortlock is live to us there from the picket lines in Cape Town.